Welcome to That's What's Up, the show where students from YCCS West ask me to ask 5 thought-provoking questions about a topic of their choice. I'm your host, Mr. Malbranch, a teacher at YCCS West, a high school and training center in the Austin neighborhood of Chicago. Our theme today will be Black History. We will be testing the skills of our YCCS West students. We would like to introduce our guests, Maya and Mercedes. How you doing, ladies?
Good. I'm good.
Good? What's new? What's happening? Nothing? Yep.
No.
Really tight-lipped over here at YCCS West. Now you may be wondering why a knowledge of Black history is so important. Well, we did build the White House, so, we've come a long way and we've had to fight for everything along the way. Others have always tried to put us down, but we've come together and showed how powerful we can be once we unite. Honestly, some of us are still not entirely sure ourselves why Black history is so important. So this show is designed to give us all a better sense of ourselves and the contributions of Black people. So question 1, I'd like to field to Miss Mercedes. What have African Americans done for our country?
They went to the militaries and armies, practiced for fighting in wars and fought in wars.
Okay, so they helped protect and defend the country against foreign invaders, domestic terrorists, all sorts of people. And how long has this been happening? I mean, I'm familiar with
World War I,
World War II.
Yeah.
Gulf War, Civil War, right? That was obviously a big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think?
I feel like African Americans fight for freedom, the rights, and for blacks to do a lot of stuff.
Okay. So some of us feel free in this country. Funny you should bring up freedom. Other people think we have a long way to go. What do you think and why?
I think we do got a long way to go, but then again, we don't got a long way to go. Because by blacks being united and helping each other, that's bringing us together for freedom and more things to do.
Okay. So you think with unity, and that seems to be a key there that opens up the ability for us to reach kind of that American dream, is that unity.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
I think we free to a certain extent, because we still looked at as threats to the country or the community or whatever. So we still categorized and looked at how we looked at in the past.
And why do you think the country has systematically looked at us that way? What started that?
Since slavery, we was looked at as nothing, and then it got worse over time. All the black on black crime. So if we don't respect ourselves, they probably feel like they shouldn't have to respect us either.
That is a powerful statement. So, for the things that we have gained, okay, how do you think Black people have benefited from that? So, what positive things do you think that we've benefited from, over time?
More blacks getting education. Less black. No, it's a lot of black people killing black on black crime.
Yeah. Especially in this area, right? We're in the Austin neighborhood. It's a high impact area. People are fighting over. What are they fighting over here?
Nonsense.
Nonsense?
Yeah.
Or is it economics? Is it about money?
Yeah, mainly. And drugs.
And drugs? Is drugs about money?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and territory and all that.
Is territory about money? I'm asking, I'm not trying to guide it. Obviously, I am a little bit, but, when we often hear, people are shooting each other over nothing. I don't know if that's necessarily true. There's something that's worth dying for out on these streets. What is it?
Respect, stripes, all that.
Stripes? So power?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the physical thing that they're fighting over is?
Money.
Money. So money and power.
Yeah.
So our next question is, why haven't African Americans been more appreciated throughout history? I know you weighed in a little bit on slavery being a component, but what is it about our situation now that is keeping us from being appreciated by this country the way we should?
all of the black on black crimes, and they probably feel like if we don't respect ourselves, why should they respect us? Or we don't treat ourselves, we treat ourselves a certain way, or treat each other a certain way. So they probably feel like they could do the same thing.
What's at the heart of that? That why do we treat each other so poorly? I mean, you know, and I see it here. You know, people come into a classroom, they don't know anybody, they don't treat each other well. They don't treat each other well, and so everybody's on a defense. And you can't build a future with a closed fist. You can't build anything with a closed fist. You know.
They
Go ahead.
they might feel like cause like back in the day, like during slavery, black people was like told to do. They was told to do whatever the higher people said, and they just had to do it. They ain't had no choice. And like now, since they got a little freedom, they might feel like they don't got to do what nobody say, or like you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I agree with her.
You agree? Fantastic. So how do I feel about Black history? I feel it's like a very serious history to know. As an entire people, for so long, we've been able to document this entire experience in songs, in music, in art, in stories, in fashion, in dance, right? So many different ways to document this. You know, I know it was really hard for our ancestors to get where we are today, but I think most people don't really take it too seriously. And when I say most people, I mean most people in our community, in the YCCS West, you know, student community in the Austin area, we don't really seem to take it seriously. So one reason from each of you guys why young Black students should take Black history more seriously.
I feel like we should take it serious, but then again we shouldn't, because like she said, that's thinking about it and keep it running, and doesn't make us not like the others more and more, and make us judge them, make them judge us on how it was in the past.
Okay, so you're saying that because of our past, when we learn about our history, it creates greater divisions, or it reinforces divisions that have always seemed to have been there. But do you think like it's fair to deny someone the truth when you're, especially as an educator? You know, it's not up to me what you do with the truth, but it's my job to give you all the facts so that you can move the way you want to move.
well, right, cause like they say like some stuff is better left unsaid.
Yeah.
Like, cause when I didn't start learning about history till about 6th grade. So before that, I never looked at white people a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I learned about how like they treated our ancestors and all that, I looked at them like if they like controlling or feel like they on a higher pedestal than the rest of us. So it was a little division created right there when I learned about it.
Well, when you become an adult and you go out into the real world and you work and you so on and so forth, do you feel like not knowing why they act that way, they may act that way, or not knowing why you as a Black, not only a Black person, but a Black woman, okay, are experiencing certain things, not knowing why would make it harder for you?
I mean, like y'all tell us why, and then we like ask a question like, why did they treat us like that? And y'all come back with an answer like, we don't know why they treat us like that. They just did. So y'all give us all that information and then don't leave us with a reason why they did it still.
Well, everybody has their own individual opinion. I mean, because we're not there. We're not in the 1600s, right? We're not there, but it seems to be an economic thing. We can get free or cheap labor. I can't till this field by myself. I can't pick these rocks out of this land by myself. I can't pick this cotton by myself. No one is going to do it for me unless I make them do it. It seems like the answer is really clear. Why? Would you do it if you didn't have to?
No, I wouldn't do it. Like, but still, why did we have to? Like, why did we have to do it just because they said that we had to?
No, it's not just because they said. A lot of people fought against them and died. There was a lot of blood spilled as to why. So let's be real about the situation. It's not that black people just, oh, we're doing this to ourselves, we're going to put these chains on ourselves. No. We were forced to do that work.
Practically, if they would have came together as when the other people was fighting, they probably could have.
Right.
And eventually that is what happened, right?
Yeah.
Black people did unify. And,
a long time.
right? And that they've unified in a lot of different pockets. Haiti, for example. Haiti is where black people unified, and they literally, one night, they all just decided, we're just going to cut the heads off these guys and burn down their homes. Coupe tête, boule caille. Cut the heads off, burn down their homes. And they took the island, the whole island, and they defeated the French.
They're not the black people?
That's how
Right.
Haiti, that's what Haiti is.
So they could, if you think about it, it took them that long to realize, like, all they had to do was come together and fight and keep fighting until people took them serious. But, like, they just took it.
Right.
Well, it ain't like they just, like, took it. They fought back a little bit, but they didn't fight their hardest fight.
Well, it happened in Haiti. They took back the country. It didn't happen in the United States. And those questions, why could it happen in one place and not the other? That's a fascinating question, right? What makes the United States different than Haiti was at the time? And so, that's what you learn out in a history class, right? So even today, in asking this question, we're enlightening ourselves, as to, who we are, why things happen the way that they're happening, and where we find ourselves. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that fair? Cool. Well, we'd like to thank our guests, Mercedes and Maya, for joining us on That's What's Up, hosted by me, Mr. Malbranch. This show was produced by Quentin, Jasmine Morell, Giovanni Bowman, Jemiah Foster, Donovan Parks, Chastity Ball, Tyshawn Woodard, with special help from our own Intervention A. They help write the show. Also, don't forget to join us on Facebook at our Facebook page, YCCS West, or search our hashtag YCCS West on Twitter. As Donovan says,
I don't think nothing is funny.
see you next time.
Chicago. C is for careless, is how the people of Chicago has become, which is tearing our city apart. H is for hope, is what we need to ascend from our old ways and to move on to better days. I is for inspiration. Is it the right inspiration we need to move on from all of the bad things our city is suffering from? C is for communities. The communities need to come together as a whole and try to make a change to make our homes a better place. A is for ambitions. It's what our young children have, but their dreams will never be fulfilled because their life is taken away from them before they can even live. G is for grieving. It's what we experience at a young age, dealing with the loss of a loved one, continually going to funerals and burying our brothers and sisters. O is for overcome. It's what we must do to prosper Chicago. We must defeat all odds in order to achieve success. Through all the trials and tribulations, at the end of the day, we all just want to come home to our families. Chicago.